Hey everyone, welcome to day 3 of the new money game 3.0. And man, we have activated and we have things going on that are just so good for so many people. We have new members who have just decided to jump in, and they're like telling me, oh my gosh, this showed up. And one person said that was looking for paying some bills like the electric bill that turned out to be so tiny that the doorman couldn't even believe it, and rent. Another person said that she decided to jump in even though she's a skeptic, but her word for this year is invest, and the money game showed up, so she's investing in herself. And we've had some reports of people upgrading their journals, saying, I deserve to have a good journal to journal in instead of just a, crummy little piece of paper or a little notebook. And it doesn't matter what you use, but I like it that people are getting themselves really to the point where they're going, I deserve better. And so I think this is so funny. I made an extra video on day 1 because I had recorded day 2 ahead of time because, as you know, I fessed up and I said we had company coming in and it was New Year's Eve and I thought not a lot was going to be going on. So on day 2, I decided to put $1,400 to a new French provincial desk, which actually showed up on day 1. And I mean, the price was so great. I was putting down $1,400, which I thought was pretty cheap. And this beautiful desk that I got on day 1 is in my house right now. It is beautiful. It's carved. It's French provincial. It was handmade. And I got it for $500. So you think this is a coincidence? I don't. And I just love it that you people are spending your money thoughtfully, reporting in what you're buying, because that makes it real. One of our participants said that she bought a massage chair, and she said, I know it's virtual, but my back already feels better. Well, guess what? It is all energy, people. So yeah, of course it feels better. And I just love this about you. Magical things have been happening all over the place for a lot of us. People are making, here's the thing. When you start thinking about how you're going to spend your money, most of us just do a little bit of research. And so when we do, we're introduced to new things on the market or upgrades that we didn't even know about. One of the people who is participating said that her dryer, she has to run it twice, and so she decided to buy a dryer with the $2,000 from day 2. But what happened was, she said, even the expensive dryers are like $1,000, so I had $1,000 left over. And I bought myself a purse and shoes and some nice clothes for work. And that gave me the opportunity to say that when we moved into this new home, which is our former winery, I had left all of my appliances because the new owner asked if we would do that. I was like, well, sure. And so I was doing research and I went and bought all new appliances. Well, we bought a new washer and dryer, front load. But I found out that you can buy these pedestals. So you put them up on the pedestals and they have storage underneath them. I didn't even know this stuff existed. And, maybe people are going, oh yeah, that's just old hat. Well, I didn't know it. And so I went ahead and splurged for an extra $500 in real, at the Home Depot, and bought 2 pedestals, which has just made my life so easy. So when we share this stuff with one another, all of us get inspired. And so I am so inspired about what is going on. I have decided that today, because I'm working with a new protocol and a new idea and ways of upping our game. And I will go into this deeper, but we're just going to put our toe into this. But it's working with the ideas of happiness and gratitude and compassion and abundance and kindness and all of the and luck and good fortune. And so on one of the items is this program. The guy that I have been introduced to his work talks about going to casinos. And, my immediate thought was, casinos? I mean, I don't care if anyone goes to a casino, but, I had this little story up until now going, oh, well, if I go to Vegas, I'm the nickel queen because I'd rather drop $40 on the floor and pick it back up and get shoes. Now, do you see how limiting that is? Now, I'm not telling anyone to go to a casino and go gamble, but I had this resistance to it. And anything that we resist persists. And he talks about changing the numbers he is involved with at a very high level. He was a clinical psychologist for 30 years, and then he got involved with PK, which is psychokinetic actions, which is, if you remember Uri Geller, the Israeli, and he could take a spoon and it would just melt and bend. And but it's also taking your mind with a random number generator, which is just, random numbers coming up and thinking of a number and having it change. People also have found that they can put seeds in their hand and they will sprout in their hand. So there's a lot going on here. And so I'm working with the idea of luck. And luck is, most of us like, oh, well, I don't really believe in luck. And, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Well, if you say so. And you'll know that this is my little mantra. If you say so, because our words are so powerful. So I want you to think about what you're spending your money on. Don't, get ahead of the game. I had 2 people tell me they didn't listen to the videos. Imagine that. And they both said, oh, I put in $100,000 on my first day. And I was like, no, that's not how it works. You put in $1,000 and spend it consciously. Then the second day you put in $2,000 and spend it joyously and consciously. And the third day you put in $3,000 and spend it, because it is getting at our core beliefs that there is always enough money, there is always enough flow, there's more where that came from, okay? And so on day 3, what I did was I deposited $3,000, as you can see, and I decided we're putting our current bed, once we get the guest room and all that area fixed up, we're going to put that in the guest room because it's a very nice one, but I want different bedding and I want a different mattress and a different frame that actually self-lifts, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's not electric, but so anyhow, I'm putting a new mattress in the frame for $1,200, so that leaves me a balance of $1,800. I'm buying new pillows and bedding for $500, so I'm down to $1,300. I have a very expensive, but it's almost 8 years old, SUV that the light strip around one of the headlights has quit working for whatever reason. And it doesn't affect anything. My headlights work, but I had it priced, and it's going to be about $1,100 to fix this. So now I am down to $200. And I thought, well, heck, I'm just going to do a spa day, just go get a massage and get a pedicure. And so that's $200. So I am down to $0 again. And that feels so good because we are consciously making choices about how we are going to spend our money. But more importantly, we are getting rid of that little fear and worry and, oh, I need to hang on to this. But because tomorrow, guess what? I have $4,000 coming in, and so do you. So keep sharing, please. Let us hear. When we have a group of people who are focused in joy and love and thoughtfulness and gratitude and happiness, it just ramps everything up to a next level. So today's word I want us to focus on, and not just a word, but it is an attitude, and that is gratitude. What are you grateful for? Well, first of all, I'm grateful I woke up this morning. And that may sound silly, but there are a lot of people who didn't wake up this morning. And I can promise you, if you're awake and you woke up this morning, you are already blessed. So I am so grateful that we had company in over New Year's. I'm so grateful that we are in a position that we are able to make changes to this new home. I am so, so, so grateful for you playing the money game. If you know people who want to join, just tell them to email me, jeannie0318@gmail.com, and tell me that you want in. I'll add you in and friend request me on Facebook, and then I will invite you, your friends or whomever, to join us on the private Facebook page. So right now, what I want you to do is I want you to tap your thymus, which is here, remember, and I want you to take a deep breath, smile, and say, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And do you feel that? Do you feel that rush of beautiful energy? I am grateful. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for everything in my life. I am grateful for this group. I am grateful for the opportunity to change my trajectory. I am grateful for everything in my life, even the challenges, because they wake me up. So I am grateful. Okay? Have fun. Get ready to spend your money. And then tomorrow we're going to have $4,000 in the account. I want you to get excited about it. You know, if you're paying off bills, great. Because I've got some things that I'm going to be paying off because I have some business expenses too. So it's all good. Just share with us, have fun, and let's see this moving us into a real direction of change and love and excitement. See you tomorrow.